Everybody, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday, and I'm already looking at the chat. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be honest. So for a minute there, when I was looking at the chat and you guys were talking, I was like, "Did I accidentally hit a button?" And I was like, "Oh my god, is the stream going? I don't even know." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Anyway, um, hey, it's been 2 weeks. I guess we didn't do it last week, obviously, and this is episode 10. So I feel like, I need a soundboard so I can like press the button and like confetti comes down, like, clapping and whatnot. It's April 1st. I don't have an April Fool's joke for you because I'm just not good at that. Out of curiosity, and this is going to sound so ignorant to me, but whatever. We're all friends, right? Is April Fool's something that's done outside of like North America and the United States? Like, is this something that our Asian and European friends also do? Boy, look at me. I'm American. I went to American schools. Cut me some slack. Anyway, it's been a while. I'm doing the show solo. I have no producer this time, so if this is terrible, it's all my fault. I mean, it's always... Okay, so Martin says it's well known in Germany too, so there we go. So no reason for me to feel bad. I mean, maybe there's a reason for me to feel bad, but I just... what can I say? I'm going to try to click on a few things here and figure out comments. There we go. So there. See, I did that. Look at me. Anyway, so let's get the housekeeping out of the way first, shall we? I'm trying to listen to the audio in the background, make sure it sounds okay for you guys because we've had audio problems in the past. Housekeeping, let's see. First things first. So this is a HomeLab show where we talk about things in HomeLab and we hang out and be nerds and that kind of stuff too. So if you have HomeLab questions, if you've got anything that you want to throw in the chat, we will get to them and do our best to answer them as we do. As always, Brandon's not here to tell me hello from DC. Brandon's not here to tell me not to pimp the Discord. So get in our Discord, guys. Part of the show today, I got something really special. When I got back, I was like, how can I make this kind of special? 10th episode, boy, I made it so far. I'm not saying this is, anyway. And so I hit up our Discord. I hit up the, all the socials, like send me some photos of your home labs and we'll talk about them. No bashing. I'm not going to bash your home labs. I'm here to say all good things. And anyway, so we'll get to that. Anyway, join the Discord. That's a great place where you'll find a lot of like-minded people. It's totally free. There's no paywalls, no Patreon to join. You just hang out and talk to people who are just like you and I. Let's see. Let me get to. So we'll start with some personal story stuff first. So last week was spring break here in Oregon. So we took the kids and took the family to the coast into a small town called Manzanita, which is basically just a bunch of homes near the Pacific Ocean. It's nice. It's a nice place, guys. It's pretty low key, but the internet was terrible. And this is going to sound so like first world problems, but like it's been a really long time since I've had bad internet somewhere, and just trying to survive on like what felt like 1 or 2 megabit. It was a nightmare. So high hats off to anyone who else is out there. The other thing was, I'm a bearded man. I'm a bald man. I've been balding since I was like 25. So it's been a long time that this has been like this. So what can I say? Now I see John's problems, right? Exactly. Like I feel you guys. And anytime it rained, the internet went out. I think they had like something like T-Mobile LTE service, and it was just terrible. Anyway, so Terry's got a bald spot too. Oh, look at that. So as a man who hasn't really had a quaff in quite some time, it's easy to travel. Like you just throw a bottle of shampoo, body wash, all in one thing. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. And with your toothbrush and toothpaste, and off you go, and everything is fine. You just go do that and you're good. Now I have this giant beard, right? And I haven't, to be honest with you, it's been growing for quite some time. I haven't done a real travel thing for a very long time. But here at home, I've got like a beard wash and I've got some like conditioner, and everything was just not with me. So by day 2, my beard looked like a homeless person. It was just like all over. It was bad. Like I'd wake up and it'd be just sticking up for no reason. And so then I'd, unstick it and it would just come back. Like it was bad. So, it was quite the experience. So I learned a lesson. now I have to travel with a bunch of shampoos and conditioners and stuff if I want to keep this manageable. And it's really not to make it look any better, just to make it so that I don't go crazy. But I know none of you are like, yeah, that's why I keep exactly. Lyrics is right. That's the answer. Keep it short, keep it simple. That's the I just decided I was going to try to. Everyone, there's a side bet going on with people I know to see how long I can get it. Because apparently everyone has like a genetic maximum that they can grow to. I don't know if I've reached mine yet, but let's catch up on what we missed. Right before I left, I got the Pterodactyl video out, and I always like to talk about, guys, I like to talk about the videos that I release, even though I kind of give you a prelude to it in the live shows coming up to it, because it was interesting to get this video out. Can you imagine? Like, I've been told that I should dye this so that it's not actually white. It's not actually, it looks white, but it's not. Anyway. So we got the Pterodactyl video out right before I left. And, it was interesting. Every time I release a video, there's always clearly something that no one is perfect. And so when you release a video, the first thing you begin to realize really quick is well, I got Ray off. See if I can get it in here real fast. But you release a video and you do all the research, you do everything right, like the Pterodactyl thing. And then Ryan, welcome. And then you get a message from somebody and they say, hey, Pterodactyl's old and busted. You should use Pelican. And I'm like, Pelican what? Pelican who? So interestingly, by the way, just as an aside, just want to point this out. Here's the Pterodactyl webpage, right? Pterodactyl.io. It's your typical, like there's 3 dots. Like it looks like it's WordPress based, right? I mean, I think some of this looks very similar to what I did with the Two Guys Tech website. But, you look through here and it's like, okay, yeah, this looks fine. But notice like these 3 dots, then you go over to the Pelican webpage and you're like, there's 6 just like that. Screenshots, but they're not moving. But quite interesting. So apparently Pterodactyl is, some people believe that Pterodactyl is on the down slope. And others don't believe that. And they make that decision or that judgment based on the fact that there hasn't been any new features added. I don't necessarily know what new features we need to add to a Docker-based game hosting server, but hey. But apparently Pelican is the new hotness. And Pelican is made up of some of the developers that left, I guess, with Pterodactyl. But it's an interesting thing. I was going to look at it with you guys because it looks like, eggs. I'm guessing that they use the same engine for deployment, right? They're just like, oh, we'll just fork this and go. But there was something I saw that I wanted to see if I could find it because it was pretty hilarious. Not that I'm being judgmental, because I'm honestly, promise I'm not. But where's that? See if I can find it. New beginning, was that it? Yeah, so I'll see if I can find it later. But I wanted to look at Pelican with you guys because they've got a little live demo. You can take a look at it and see how it compares. What's that password? Admin. I mean, it's a demo, but thank you. I don't need to. No, I don't want to save this. Go away. You can't see the cool. So really, it looks very, very, very similar in terms of like the layout. Well, and even the 500 page. Can I get behind this? Okay. Can I start this? Will it start? Yeah, so this looks almost like it's like straight up cloned out of the way Pterodactyl looks. Like if we swing over the Pterodactyl pages, let's find something that looks comparatively. Yeah, so here's like starting up this Minecraft, you got the same sort of deal in Pelican. Oopsie poopsie. Yeah, there's looks like they've condensed the admin panel and the console panel, which is honestly a better design. The way that Pterodactyl works, you've got your basically the server's panel. Oopsie. And then you've got like the back-end administrative panel, and there are 2 separate management planes, and I don't quite enjoy that as much. New Year's Day. Yeah, it's just so I can hear the audio, Jason. Sorry, people are like, what is he talking about? Yeah, so this is just a earplug. So in the past, when we've had problems with audio coming through, at least now I can get a sense of what the audio sounds like coming out to you guys. So anyway, so highly recommend you guys get in your home labs, get either Pelican or Pterodactyl. If you launch and roll with Pelican, I'd love to know what you think comparatively. And just to, kind of get a good comparison, because it's one of those things that, they're doing the same job. And if one is actually on the up and up and the other one's on a decline, it's a problem with open source, right? The downside of open source is that you have this situation where a project will rise to the top and it'll be really awesome and people will be loving it. And then the developers who are working hard on it, they decide that they're going to take a bit of a break. I was trying to change my thing there. So yeah, next up, let's kind of go over what's coming in the near future. I've got a great video on the pipeline right now, and it's all based around this bad boy right here, which is okay, I have to do this in this guy, the MikroTik. That's how you say it, people. Say it with me now, MikroTik. If anyone wants to fight me in the chat, you just you let me know. But I have a bit of a complicated past with MikroTik, and it's not because of anything that they've done. And the thing about MikroTik was that I used to work for a really large German company whose name will stay out of everyone's mouth. And a lot of the gear that would be shipped to America to be working with the equipment that they made would be European, right? And so there'd be MikroTik switches or little LTE router boxes that kind of, did that kind of stuff. And when you compared MikroTik at the time to how you did networking in other systems, it just felt so janky. It just felt really, and I get that every time you go in and start looking at a switch provider or a, some sort of infrastructure platform, a lot of companies will do their own things without really kind of keeping an eye on like what I call loose standards. Like you buy an enterprise switch and you probably find that it'll have a Cisco-esque sort of command line, right? That you can kind of fumble your way through until you find what you need, right? You may not know show run, but you'll figure it out, right? And so that's kind of one of the nice things about like a lot of the switch providers. They're not stealing the concept that Cisco laid out. They were just first, and why not hop on it? Because it's really about, the features that you offer. So MikroTik was a little bit of a outlier for me because of that. But this device, the CRS510 8XS 2XQ-IN, which for now we're just going to call it the CRS510 because that's a mouthful. It is a total 400 gigabit little switch. And, there's 8 ports at 25 gig. And then there's 2 ports of 100 gig. There's also a one gig port on there too, which is, it can be out of band management or it can be in band management, but it's, yeah, you're right. Leavix, you're right. So Sakura said you need one of those MikroTik green switches. We'll have to look and see what those are here in a second, but so the thing that's interesting about this switch here, cool. It's like I'm pointing at it. See that, guys? I'm pointing at it. Boop. It is incredibly well featured for what it costs. For example, 2 basically hot swappable power supplies, right? That's unusual for a little switch this side. It's got a barrel connector like all the I have a 10 gig MikroTik in the closet that actually belonged to Brandon, I think, and this will run off a barrel connector. It'll run off of the 2-pin DC terminal. And I wish you can't see my mouse. There's a little port right here. This is the Ethernet port. Can I enhance? Oh yeah. Well, that's fun. That's not what I wanted. This little port right there, that guy is PoE. It's PoE++. So this switch can run off 3 different power sources concurrently. So you could run 1 power supply in PoE, or 1 power supply and the barrel connector, or 2 power supplies, whatever you want. I find that just incredibly fascinating. That was the design. You can say that any time you see a switch with dual power supplies, you know that the people who made it, they basically had the intention of having this be, something that's redundant, enterprise ready. I'm not going to say it's full enterprise, but I know that MikroTik outside the United States is actually a pretty big player, right? I think they're based in Latvia. Is that right? Keep me honest. Scroll. But I don't know. We'll look that up later. But let's just to kind of give you an overview on this thing. So, you know, it's Ryan, good question. So that's kind of the thing that here's the deal, Ryan. Great question. When I see what the cost of this, and by the way, just to air out all the, I mean, MikroTik sent this to me. I didn't buy it, but it goes for like $845 US. And it's got 400 gigabits worth of backplane. And it's, you know, if we look at the specs here, because unlike the Ubiquiti stuff we looked at a few weeks back, they actually tell you what its throughputs are, right? And it's capable of moving the data. It's fully capable of moving the data. You said cost is the big reason why I'm considering. So from a cost standpoint and a feature set, like this switch doesn't necessarily have all of the layer 3 functionality that you may or may not want. It's mostly just a layer 2 switch, but it does have some layer functionality. They say even some layer 3 hardware offloading. But so I don't know if I'd be using it necessarily use it for a cord switch, right? But and thank you. Let's see. Allison said, "You run MikroTik core switching and Unify for smaller tasks. Works well once you have the VLAN set up in MikroTik." Yeah, the thing that bothers me a little bit about MikroTik is, I honestly think, as a company, these guys could actually give Unify a run for their money. And I mean, you look at the hierarchy of switch gear that's out there, right? You've got the enterprise level stuff. You've got your Ciscos, your Junipers, your Aristas. You've got all the big companies that have been around forever. And then you start to filter down into, you know, more of the value stuff. Maybe, I don't know if Extreme still exists, but you start to get in the more cost effective and more cost conscious and competitive market. You get to the Unifies, right? Meraki, which that's a bad name around here. But, and then you get to MikroTik. Their offerings and the features that they're putting in these systems make them a great value as competition to Ubiquiti Unify. The thing that kills them, and I swear it's the Achilles heel, and I keep me honest here, you guys can, yeah. The management interface, what MikroTik really needs, is they need to have a really nice, either self-hosted or cloud optional. I'd land more on the self-hosted side, sort of centralized management interface, like you have with the Unify controller, because 40 switch, Fortinet for me is a bad word. I've had way too much bad luck, and the amount of like vulnerabilities that Fortinet ends up releasing or having with their routers, with their with their firewalls. Yeah, that's I don't know. I've actually never used Fortinet's actual gear outside of their Fortinet firewalls, which is loved by lots of people. Lots of banks, lots of governments use FortiGate stuff, and I don't understand. But that's not for me. Yeah, you switch built with backdoors. That's Ryan hit the nail on the head. I mean, and hey, the backdoors that are just being discovered, they're like surprise backdoors, right? They're like, hey, we put these in there. It's like an Easter egg hunt for bad guys. Anyway, that's yeah. I have a Fortinet hat at work that I refuse to wear because it just brings me too much disgust. I can't do it. But back to MikroTik. If these guys could just get themselves a really good or even passable user centralized management plane where you didn't have to go to the web interface to manage it on the units, or you didn't have to go to Winbox, which is their like local one, man, I think that they would just destroy Unify just because of the prices. Because, you know, Unify is just now getting into these enterprise, like big 25 gig, 100 gig switches, right? And MikroTik was like one of the first that you could get a 5-port 10 gigabit SFP plus switch that it was like sub $100. Like everyone else was like, no, this is hundreds of dollars for this. And they're like, nope, we got it right here. You can do it. And I think even that one was PoE based too, because that had an Ethernet port. But like, I really love what they're doing. I really hope that they do more for it. But looking at the test results, this thing's bringing the business, right? All right, what do we say here? Stocky said, I use MikroTiks a lot commercially, and I agree. They're really good for guys like us who know a lot of networking. The thing I would also say about that, Stocky, is they actually, and every time, like, I still work primarily in like big iron stuff, Junipers, that kind of stuff, Cisco stuff. And when I switched my home network to Unify, I was just banging my head against the wall. Just because I just did not like the way that they were doing, how they handled VLANs, how they did tagging, untagged, that kind of stuff. It felt like it was put together by people who didn't know networking. Like maybe their approach was an Apple-esque. I think Sakura said it earlier in the chat. Like their networking guys were like, let's Applify this, right? The Applification of it, which I don't have anything against simplifying network gear. I think that that's anything that opens it up for everybody is an awesome deal. I just think that you should be able to do some things a little bit when you know what you're doing. You should be able to have that option. But so the MikroTik stuff is a little bit along those same lines. The way that they do tagging and untagging via the bridge functionality is a little different than you'd expect in kind of a standard network approach. But once, just like Unify, once you get a feel for how they're doing it, then it feels like it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just, everybody's got to learn. You all got to learn the ins and outs of it. What did Martin say? I like Cisco Catalyst 1300, affordable and straightforward to manage with all the features I need. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, and if you know how to do it and you're fine with the command line, then rock and roll. And I don't think Cisco still has a viable web interface for those switches. Not that I'm necessarily a big fan of Cisco. Similarly to like Fortinet, they like to accidentally work in a bunch of bugs into that stuff, especially with web interfaces. But worth the founders of Ubiquity. Founders. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one because you're too fast, Jason. Founders of Ubiquity, part of Apple at one point. You know what? The internet knows all. From Apple? You know, I can. Okay, cool. We're founded by who was previously one of the guys was a wireless engineer at Apple. So I don't necessarily know if that means you get the same GUI user experience, but this guy, Robert Pera, although don't trust this because it says Gemini, and as we know, Gemini will tell you to put like glue on your pizza. So, but nonetheless, kind of bringing an end to this, I'm excited to be showing you guys this. I am moving everything to, basically when I say everything, I'm going to move my Proxinator, Proxmox box, and going to move my my brand new storage host that I built a while with you guys. It's going to get moved onto 100 gig, and we'll do a quick test, assuming I can get everything working the way I want. And so that'll be the next video. It's coming up very, very soon. Okay. So I'm excited for this. Let me stop this so I can move some things around here. I asked everybody in basically all the socials in our Discord. By the way, join our Discord. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And I asked them to ask you to submit your pictures of your home labs. And again, there is no shame in this. Like, I have no judgment. Like, I have a giant 2U hole right now in my home lab server, my cabinet. And so I'm not judging anybody here. And so let's get the first one up here real quick. Let me see if I can, hopefully I can make this work in a very easy and okay. So this first submission comes from our friend Arbel, who is in our Discord. And get my notes up here. Then let's throw this on the screen. Let's stop that. Let's add that. Everything's always so fun. Share window. So, okay. All right. See if I can make it a little bigger. There we go. He sent me his entire pictures of his entire desk. He's obviously an engineer, electrical engineer, because there's an O-scope sitting there, Tektronix. It's an Oregon company, was an Oregon company. It's owned by Fluke now. Lots of power. Looks like he's got a few power supplies, but let's get to the number one here, shall we? All right. I think he's got a laser. I mean, I don't know why this is in this box, but this is his whole HomeLab. And there's a picture of his gear. So, and he's got MikroTik right there. MikroTik, excuse me. He's got a cloud core router and a cloud smart switch. They also, everybody gave me, and thank you for this, guys. It's awesome to be able to share this stuff. Little birds out. So, our Bill's main server is an Epic 7642, and the two others he has are Ryzen 7745 HXs. There are 4 Latte Panda boards somewhere. It doesn't show them sitting here, but I believe him. That he was using for testing Kubernetes a while ago, and 1 Raspberry Pi 4 controlling his printer. What kind of printer are you using to control the Raspberry Pi? He's got, in this whole getup here, he says around 100 TB total storage. Very nice. And again, quite well put together. I'm quite impressed. This must be a personal made server though, because I don't see a brand on it, which is awesome. Cool. So, Arbel, thank you. There's also, what else? Give me a picture of. Yeah, he's got a board layout there, so he's a man making circuits. That's for sure. But Arbel, thank you so much. Terry, what did you say here, Terry? You said you would have submitted, but your T320 is naked, just needs a shroud. There's no shame in naked servers. That's all I say. Anyway, we'll get on to our next contestant. This is going to go away when I press this watch. Yeah, it is. Fun. Okay, next guy up on my list is another friend of the Discord. He's quickly become the man that everyone knows has the most storage, and I think that that he would be best described as a data hoarder, and that individual, as I stall, Sakura. So Sakura is in the chat. Sakura, again, thank you so much for submitting your stuff. Yeah, so I got a whole blurb here. I'm going to read through this. So he's got a NetApp 24 by 2.5 SAS 2 JBOD. Yeah, look at these like goals. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Yeah, there you go. They're loving it. Everybody's all about it. So I'm assuming that the top is his NetApp JBOD, followed by an R720, or excuse me, R420 right there. Yeah, good old fashioned R420. Supermicro dual E5 2680 V4 unit that he forgot what's in it. I'm guessing it's the Supermicro board. KVM switches, blank plate, custom Supermicros, 2 of them, which he's using for firewalls. Sakura, I'd love to know what your fire using. Are you using pfSense, OpenSense? Are you doing something else? Do we get to see Jeff's CTO setup? No. pfSense. Okay. So, and then just a sheer amount of storage. 4U custom 10x 2x2 quad GPU servers, dual Epic 4U server, 4U 45 drive JBOD, 4U 36+2 drive head unit with E5 2696 AV4s. Says the Raritan's dead, but it's been replaced. And then 2 4U NetApp JBODs. The one thing that Sakura doesn't say here, and I think he should throw it out in the chat if he's willing to, is how much storage is this man? And how much do you not have to heat your house in the winter? Because this, I feel like this is just, I feel the heat. I feel the heat right here. It's coming at me right here, just blowing right at me. So, yeah, it's just, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Also, I don't think that those UPSs down the bottom are probably sufficient to keep all of that running. And if they do, they're probably only keeping it running for, 2 seconds? Yeah, I don't know. I see lots of large form factor drives in that thing. So that is quite the impressive thing. He also sent us a picture of the back of his system too. Can I just hit next here? There we go. And he's running, I think you're doing 40 gig, right? If I remember, this is all around a petabyte. Hashtag goals, people. Around a petabyte. I don't know. I feel small and insignificant when I see that. That's a lot of data. But we look like we're running Arista switches. Or at least I see one Arista labeled there with SFP pluses, and I'm still thinking these are 40 gig. I'm guessing these are 40 gigs. But I also saw this. I didn't know they made. I'm also assuming this is a 40 gig cable. This guy right here, because if not, then it's a 40 gig 10 gig Arista switches, and a MikroTik 1 gig switch. Oh, that's MikroTik right there. No, that's an Arista too. So just a significant amount of stuff. This is quite impressive. Quite impressive, sir. Very well done. I don't even know if I want to show mine. I mean, not that you guys have seen mine. We made videos of that. So let's move on. Let's take a look at what we've got next here. Let's get up our third. So I think the next one is, yes, another one from our friend on the Discord, Martin, who's it's a flat 40 gig twin axe cable. I did not know that they made flat 40 gig twin axe cables. It feels verboten to do that, but I guess not. Let's move on. So let's get contestant number 3. Let's get that up real quick. Share screen. Yeah, flat feels forbidden. I get you. I agree. Okay. So this comes from Martin, and Martin, I think you win for the nicest, cleanest front-facing so far. I think so. So Martin was kind enough to give me a big old deep dive into what he's got here. So I'll read it to you guys. Both servers are built on Silverstone RM23502 chassis. Those 2 boxes at the top there. Top server is a production server running Proxmox. Well, that's good. It is a ASRock rack W680D4U. Jesus, we're just going to say that it's got an ASRock motherboard in it. Can we just all agree that we don't need to put 1,000 letters after things? Okay, so the top one, ASRock, running into Core i5, 12600K, 64 gigs of DDR5. So that's a modern server. That's awesome. And you're using 2 SFP Plus connections off it. There's Google Coral TPU. So Martin's got a Coral TPU in that. Martin, how do you have it mounted? Do you have it mounted in one of the NVMe slots on the board? Do you tell me how that got that connected? Because I'm kind of fascinated by it. And also, what are you using it for? Because that would be awesome to hear that sort of stuff. Actually, I can answer that question because it's right here. Running LSI HBA, 2 Seagate Ironwolf Pro 8s, a Seagate Skyhawk AI 8 terabyte and 2 Micron Max U.3 drives. Cool. So you must be using it for, I'm assuming you're running something like, I'm just looking through to see if I can find it. Frigate. Yeah, I figured. That's got to be exactly right. What's your opinion on Frigate and the TPU? Are you happy with the performance of that? I've heard some good things about it. I know I got a buddy who's also doing that, and he thinks it's pretty great. He switched over all of his cameras to using Frigate for that, and uses the TPU as well for AI detection. So what else we got in here? Martin's got. So the server, I'm assuming, Martin, you're talking about the top box is TrueNAS Scale and Windows Server 2025 VM. No shame in running Windows Server 2025. I run a Windows Server 2019 box, if I might be honest. It's still supported for now. So I got 2019 running there. For the same thing that Martin's doing, looks like he's using it for Windows ADS, Active Directory, and NPS Radius stuff. So you're doing NPS stuff at home? That's quite impressive. I'm surprised to see that. What else have we got in here? So, hear my dog's downstairs. I hope you can't hear that. Bottom server right there is his backup server, built from spare parts. Currently more a proof of concept. It's an Asus A88XM Plus motherboard, an AMD A4 6300, and 8 gigabytes of DDR3. Running connected to a PyKVM4. Thoughts on the PyKVM4? What did you say? I should catch up with you. So really happy with the TPU. Looking back, it may even work good enough in OpenVINO through iGPU. Interesting. I have under this the understanding that when it comes to a lot of the TPU stuff, the there's so much nuance in TPUs that one person's TPU isn't necessarily equal to another person's TPU in terms of what the product, the differences. So, I know that, like, I've heard that especially with like the different versions of TPUs that are going into systems. Like, this TPU is supported by Linux and this one is supported by too bad, right? That kind of stuff. So, all right. Do I have any of the pictures from you, Martin? Let's see here. No, that's it. So these Bachmann, are they PDUs or they just like surge suppressors? And is this all like fiber back here, or is this Romex power wires? Like, is this all of a sudden I'm looking around me like, okay, what else has it got over there? See, like, is there a trash can back there? Is there something else? So yeah, so that's very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, and you've got a Fritz box, which is something that the people in North America have no idea what a Fritz box is. So, which is like a little, I guess it's your router too. I think the Fritz boxes, you can also get little computers too, right? So, which right here. So Allison said, Switch OS is perfect for me since you're old and not planning to get a tech job and just need basic switching with VLANs. Yeah, I mean, the router OS, we're talking about MikroTik stuff. Sorry, we're kind of jumping around, but like the router OS does the same stuff as Switch OS, right? So is Switch OS really only for the lower powered stuff or the older stuff now? Because if you can why not just have a unified? I don't know why they wouldn't have a unified, assuming that it comes down to what the hardware can do, whether it's just layer 2 or layer 3 functionality, which is probably where the dividing line is now that I think about it. And Martin says these guys right here are PDU and surge suppression. Very nice. And he's got himself a modular patch panel with keystones going into his little Cisco switch right there. Awesome. Cool. All right. What do we got next? We've got... yeah, that's exactly. That's what I figured. Is that some of the higher end gear? I mean, if you have layer 3 capability, why wouldn't you just, stick with the router OS, right? Why? But all right, so let's move on. What do we got next here? Oh, and I'm gonna have to work to get the other submission that we just got to. Talks amongst yourselves. Here. I want to get everybody's stuff. Where's it at? All right. Looking for this submission. Looking for this late submission here. There. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Well, I don't see that submission, so I'm not sure where it got put. All right. Let's get this guy. And our last for right now, kick this off here. You know who you are. If I can press this button and do this stuff. It's hard to do this by yourself. I don't know how they probably. There it is from Levix, another friend in the Discord. Good guy. He's got a much smaller HomeLab, and I love the fact that it's just wall mounted underneath his rafters. Yeah, no, you're it's all good, dude. So clearly a Unify man, as we can see. He's got himself is that a UDM Pro or is that a UDM SC? They all look the same. You just say UDM on here. And you got yourself one of the smaller switches with the ether lighting. Somebody splurged. UDM Pro, cool. And yeah, where's the banana for scale? That was the joke in the Discord is, it's small. Where's the banana for scale? So on top, he's got an MSO1 and his Synology servers. But what do you run in the Synology? Are you doing any sort of, is it just for file storage or are you doing it for anything else? You running containers on it. You just back up. What is it? And then you're very light. So, and then a 1U UPS. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I got my pile over here of the S1000 or S100 still too. Still got the S100 sitting over there in a pile. I'm going to get to it. Files and NFS. Cool. All right. What is this puck on top there, by the way? That's intriguing to me. On top of the Synology, what do you got on top there? And then there's a little vacuum and your cable modem. I can't help when people send me photos of things, when they like send me pictures of their home house, the first thing I'm doing is like enhance. So like when I take a picture of my desk, as an aside, when I take a picture of my desk and I post it to like Instagram or wherever it's going to go, or whenever it's part of like whatever media sort of stuff I'm doing, I spend more time making sure I clean off everything that I don't want to be seen, so that no one does what I'm doing right now. It's like, huh, what's got up there? Well, I wonder what that thing is. Oh, Philips Hue. I got one too. I got Philips Hue lights behind me. That's what these blue guys on the wall here are. Yeah, you should, Allison. You should absolutely take a photo. I would love to see it. We're going to have to do a second round of these when we've got some more. And he's got the plastic. Good question. See this? Levix has got these, the cable or the rack nuts. Is that what they're called? I can't remember what they call them. I just don't know how I feel about rack studs. Rack studs. Thank you. Rack nuts doesn't sound like it's age appropriate, but all right. Yeah. Rack nuts, rack studs. They're all, I mean, it feels, I know there was a time when they were really going around, but I mean, have you had any problems with them? I don't. I just don't know. It feels like putting, even if it's like strong plastic in, I like to like wrench those things down, right? Make sure that it's not going to come out. And I did notice you're not using them on your CyberPower, probably because they probably can't take the weight, maybe. But Allison said it wouldn't include the trio of U6E access points to run because your walls eat Wi-Fi. Hey, it's if you bought a house that's a Faraday cage in your walls, that's that makes sense. But you know, and I got to know if these are color coded keystones for a reason, or if they're like you just had a bunch of different colors. Because I'm a big proponent, I'm a huge proponent of color coding things, and when I tell people I like to color code things, their first response is, well, that's what cable labels are for. I'm like, no, cable labels have to get up and like enhance to read these, right? So, but the color codes, always know red means danger, you know, green, blue, whatever, totally for it. But okay, all right, stand by and see if I can grab these other photos. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to get this up because this is a beautiful photo. Holy cow. You guys make me so jelly. There's just no question about it. All right. Talks amongst yourselves while I do this. Okay, let's save this to here. And then I will get this. Oh boy. Okay. Raw mouse. I'm okay with late submissions. There's no reason that we can't do a late submission or two. So if anyone else wants to throw their HomeLab in here, I would be down to throw it up there. Just get on our Discord. Here, so I did it again. Get on the Discord and I'll get up on, we'll show it real quick. So I got that. Let me get this copied over through the magic of the internets. We all love the internets, don't we? All right. There we go. And this guy, I'm verbally narrating for you. I hope you like it. Upload files. All right. Cool. All right. Late submission. Let's get that up real quick. Stand by here. Come on, you. Go internet, go internet, go. That's cool. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ray K32 has entered a late submission. I'm getting up on the screen right now, and it's going to be one of those enhanced things again too, because that's just how we do. Okay. All right. You know, Suburban Barbecue, absolutely. If you want to send it in, I would love to see it. Just throw it into the Discord, and let's. All right, here we go. Share screen window. All right, I'm gonna have to do a fair bit of zooming in here. So let's also enhance. This is a man who loves his Unify. Holy cow. Okay, starting at the top. By the way, beautiful layout. Really love this layout. The drawers down there, I'm sure they're full of spare hard drives and NVMe's and cables. And let's go back to the top here. So, my goodness. Okay, you also sent me a list of stuff here. So I want to read through this list here. Yeah, it's really clean. Oh yeah. Okay, Martin, I'll see if I grab that one too. Let's go back to this. All right, so Ray K32. Well, you started I'm going to start the Unify stuff here at the top. So we've got the Unify power distribution unit at the top. You can definitely see that. Interested to know what your thoughts and feelings are on that. I think it's a neat idea, but what happens when your internet goes out? That's. I know there's SE's in shadow mode. That's what I was just going to ask. It looks good. SE's. Again, with what version 9 is that what they're on now? I love it. It's nice. Moving on. Looks like you've got is that a Pro 48 port there? I can't tell. And then there's another 24 port down below. Is that your enhance? I wish the Unify put better. Oh, just W or something. You can only enhance so far. Nice brush pass-throughs 48 Pro. Okay. And then this must be your gateway right here, right? This USW. I'm literally like, what is this now? What is this? Okay, what is this? Yeah. Oh, that's okay. So that's just an ag switch. I used to have that switch. That was a great switch. Low power, really small, really light. I had to get rid of it though to get to the Pro Ag because I just needed more than 8 ports of 10 gig. What are your thoughts? Tell everybody here in the audience what you think of your their NAS, the Unify NAS, because I have heard it's kind of like a mixed bag, a little bit of a mixed bag. Like some people really like it. Some people, because as long as you're doing NFS and SMB, it's probably perfect, right? So, and I'm getting more submissions here, so stay with me, guys. Let's get this in here too. Save image. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. As I run solo here, I just can't help it. All right, let's get that uploaded here. Cool. All right, moving down here. Got yourself a trip light, KVM, and a Raritan. What are you using the Raritan for? Is that actually the KVM for you? I just got your thing. And then he's a man who loves his HP store one. So you got you're running a SAN down here too. Ooh. All right. What are you running? Are you running VMware? Are you running XCP-ng? Okay, so you're running Proxmox. Awesome. Cool. You give me a whole list of the things too. I can read this stuff off too. I am capable of reading. Okay. You have a store once. That's this guy right here, down at the bottom there, connected via iSCSI. But it's emulating a tape library for Veeam. Oh, very interesting. So you're running KVM or you're running vSphere? Which one is it? Oh, KVM. Sorry, you're responding to my thing about the KVM. Badumtis. There we go. And you're using the UNAS Pro for Veeam as well. So your storage right here is primarily just for your backups. And then you've got a couple Synologies down there too. Is that your primary data store? Just for like storage? 3 DLG or excuse me, DL380 Gen 9s, 4 terabytes of storage on the Synologies, even though everything is dual homed with 10 gig. Very nice. Very nice. Very clean. And looks like trip light power supply. I can't see if there's two on the bottom, or just one, but love it. You know, the thing is, I'm going to tell you something. I really don't like HPE, but I don't have like super negative opinions about HPE. I was a Dell guy, and there was a time when you're like, if you're a Dell, you're not HPE, whatever. But I love their bezel design. Guys, look at this and tell me you don't think it's just beautiful. The little squares and the way they break apart and they come together, it just looks so damn good. Always love their bezels. And yes, I will flatly state all day long that I love pretty bezels. Hey, I even made my own, but yeah. So you even prefer Dell too, but you're running HPs. What's going on there? There's got to be a backstory. If you prefer it and yet your whole stack is HPE, hold on, I can answer this question. Work was getting rid of an old set of servers. They were moving on to something else, and you're like, bring it home. That's what it was. You know, John. Oh, if I could make metal bezels, then mine would be better. There's just something about like this, like, I know it's not solid. You've got lots of air holes pushing through that kind of stuff, but man, I've always liked the HP bezels. Also, by the way, when you buy an HP server, like, you have to spend extra to buy the bezel. That doesn't come for free, so there's an extra charge for that. Anyway, that's how you got the store once. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, I love it. Okay, we got another submission. Let's pull that up real quick. My system is from Jason. Okay. Another nice one. You guys got some nice cabinets. Nice racks. Yeah, I said that. Okay, whatever. All right, let's go here. All right, this came from Jason Budney76. And is that a... what is the name of that case? It looks really good in a rack. It looks really, really, really good in a rack. Hexagons are the bestagons. Yeah, you were not wrong, Terry. Hexagons are the bestagons. Fractal North, that's it. I gotta say, with that wood paneling like that, that looks good. That just looks it's a nice looking case anyway, but man, when you put it on its side and stuff it in a cabinet on a shelf like that, guys, tell me that's not dead sexy right there. Look at that. I mean, oops. Right there. Look at that. That thing is awesome. I love that. So you've got a UDM, looks like. Is that UDM? It's UDM Pro or is that UDM SE? I can't say. It just says Dream Router. So I'm guessing it's a UDM Pro. And you've got yourself the same AG switch too. And you got to help me understand here, sir. You got yourself a Keystone patch panel, but you're just passing the Ethernet cable straight through. What is going on with this? Gotta know. They're just future state. Okay, what do you got in the bottom here? You got two more systems down below. It's like these are again like personal built too. Did you give me a? And Jason didn't give me. You're gonna have to hit us up in the chat with what you've got here running in these servers, since you didn't give me anything in the Discord. But a lot of people with these trip lights, man. These trip lights are affordable. No, you're right. I'm not judging. Shadow Technologies, hello. I am definitely not judging. I don't mean to be judging. I'm actually, again, I really, really like this. Just look at that. Imagine a sci-fi movie where your entire 42U server cabinet is just like these slats without anything, just humming away. It's man. But okay, so not sure what you've got in these the chassis below. Guessing you got some servers there. And you're not the first Triplite. Triplite makes good stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I've got my current power supply or UPS stack is all APC at the moment. But I'm a fan of Triplite. I should say that my server cabinet is a Triplite cabinet though. No, you can see it's screwed in there, right there. No, it's totally mounted. You did a good job. I just want to make a server bezel that is just like slats. That just looks so good. And it looks like you've got another Unify. Is that that's the Enterprise Pro 8 right there, isn't it? Up there on top. That's what that looks like to me. Could be wrong. And then, yeah, your cable modem, StarTech. The first server rack that I built for myself downstairs was a StarTech. StarTech makes fantastic stuff too. Love it. Yeah, I mean, it's got room to grow too. Yeah. We live in a world, this is a safe space. We can all say nice rack, buddy. Oh my goodness. All right. The lack racks. I'm not sure what the lack rack is. But that is our last. Is there any more subs on here? Oh, Martin did give me a picture of the coral. So let's take a quick look at his. I don't know how I missed that, Martin. Sorry. Let's get this guy up here. Do. All right, let's get. You have to find an easier way to do this next time so that's a little bit more fluid for you guys. So this is inside Martin's. We looked at Martin a little bit back, but trying to find his Coral TPU. I don't know if I see it. I see the RAM. And obviously you've got, isn't your HVA? I'm not sure what this is. That's your NIC. Obviously that's your dual NICs. I can't tell what this is. It looks like it's a SAS. Yeah, that's your SAS card right there. Oh, it's under the PC cards. Oh, it must be right here then. Maybe. Perhaps not. I can't see. Okay. Very cool. All right. Love it. Okay. Let's one thing. There's something that Sakura dropped in the chat earlier, and I did want to pull it up real quick and just look at it before we call it, because we're getting real close to end of this. Where's my video at? There it is right there. Get that back up, please. Okay, let's go. Let's pop this back up just because I just want to look at this with you guys since. Oop. All right, that should be live now. There we go. So, oh, and I did see, someone else also mentioned it earlier, but I did see a friend of mine, Brett, Mr. Radal, had just posted a video about that NAS that's also a mix of storage. Where's the green one you were talking about, Sakura? Let me pull that back up here and see. Oh, you're just talking about the RDS. Okay. Hit the main page here and see if they. No, I don't want to watch your videos. I just want to see your hardware. Can we find the? There it is, right there. The RDS. There we go. Okay. So look at this guy. So there, it looks like I heard from MikroTik that they were getting into storage as well, like storage. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it a SAN. It's more of a NAS thing. Actually, we can look and see what this 20 U.2 NVMe storage slots. Holy bow. All right, let's look at the stats here. ARM64 based. It's got the same chip. For what it's worth, this 98DX4310 is the same chip that's in that RDS 510 that I'm looking at right now. So Router OS Special Rose Edition. What do you guys think of this color green? Yeah, you're right. Like Sakura said right here, I mean, it would make it storage at the edge. Yeah, you're both, David and Sakura are both on it. Like this is you put that your Netflix streaming there as close as you can, right? But I wanted to know how is it serving this? That's what I don't want to test results. Like, can you look at this price? This is their retail price, less than $2,000 for 20 NVMe slots in a server. Wow. Again, you can't beat their prices. MikroTik should be they should be attacking UniFi. They should just go at it. Like, get that done. Just don't use Winbox because it's ridiculous that you're using Winbox. Please stop using Winbox. Okay. I mean, but that's not bad. PCI 3.02x NVMe's. I mean, the thing is, depending on how they're managing spreading that storage across there, I wish there was more detail on this. Green makes it eco. That's so good to know. That's literally the greenwash of, right? Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I'm gonna have to see if they'll send me one of these, and then I'll have to spend $1,000 in NVMe's to fill it up. Oh man, hey Rich, who's gonna fill it up for me? I'll do it myself. But I really want to know here, really want to know. IPsec. So are they? Yeah, okay. So they must be doing a whole bunch of. Well, if that's the case, it's also doing some VPN aggregation too. Man, I wish there was more details about this. I'm gonna have to. It does feel weird that. Well, cool. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, so that's a good point. I'm gonna throw this up because I think Stocky's onto something here just to point this out. He said Router OS is actually really good and very flexible, but the NAS side of the GUI looks like they just tacked it on. Hopefully you get some proof soon. They just gotta get on there. They just gotta get on there. Yeah, Jason, I haven't watched this video yet. I saw it drop, and I just gotta get some time to view that. So, guys, though I will say I'm gonna have to. I try really hard to try to keep this to an hour long, because even though I could just hang out here with you guys forever, and I do love it. Like this has been great. Anytime I can spend hanging out with you fellow nerds doing this kind of stuff, talking about HomeLab, I'm all for it. But try to keep it to an hour. It is 6:33 Pacific Standard Time, GMT -8. I like to say that so people know. And we're going to have to hop into our Discord. That's right. Like David just said, we're going to continue. I'm going to, after this is done, I'm going to shut down every stuff here, take my laptop and everything, go sit down at my desk and hop in the Discord and hang out with you guys there so we can have a conversation bi-directionally. You can tell me what you think. And, oh, Allison, it's, you're calling from the future. So, 2:30. 2:30 is quite early. You should go to bed, unless you have to be up for work. And in that case, go to work. And Martin, 3:30. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know that it's way past your bedtime. All right, guys. With that, thank you so much. I will run through my last final spiel. We have swag. If you want to help support the channel, go check out homelabgear.shop. Join our Discord. It's free. I love hanging out with you guys. And we'll do this next week. You guys got time? Hope so. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you next week.